Hello everyone and welcome to Windwalker's Flying Circus. As I promised in one of my previous streams, I have a special treat for all of you tankers here. Now you notice whenever you played tanks at certain battle rating that every now and then you're gonna get tiered up. And the higher you go with the battle rating, it keeps getting worse. At some point, you probably hit the wall because you kept facing tanks that your guns cannot even, they cannot even scratch the paint of the enemy, let alone penetrate it or destroy it in one shot. Now, according to Gaijin, battle rating spread shouldn't go more than plus or minus 1.0, which is pure and utter bullshit. Most usually it's 1.3. So whenever you pass a battle rating 5.7, you're gonna see that all the time. And to be honest, a couple of days ago, I was so pissed because I played like 12, 13 rounds, and every single match at 6.7, I kept facing T-54s from 1949 and 51, and some really, really nasty buggers from Cold War. Now, when you're playing tanks that are made in World War II versus Cold War era vehicles, that's not gonna be really funny. And you're gonna start raging and you know the feeling. You know exactly what I'm talking about. However, after those 13 painful rounds, I ended up in one where I was just slightly teared up, so nothing serious. And actually, I could do something with my vehicles. Now, I've been driving this Ferdinand for a while now. I don't have all the upgrades. This is what I got so far. So I got the aiming upgrades, couple of the tracks and shit, but still, I don't have transmission and engine, and it's extremely important to have those on rough terrain. However, I ended up on Eastern Europe, which is kind of flat, and it was perfect. So I don't know if you've already drove Ferdinand, but this thing is a beast in its own battle rating. It's a tank destroyer. It's heavily armored, especially on the front, although there are a couple of weak spots, and I'm going to show you which one those are. If you're on a flat surface, if you're fighting in your own battle rating, no one will be able to pierce your plates unless you're on a slope. This plate here and this plate here are the weak spots from the front. So let's say you are driving down the dune, you spot the enemy, and if you stay like tilted 15-20 degrees on a downslope, they can one-shot you if they hit this plate, because as you can see, it's rolled armor, which it has effective thickness of 51.7 meters. So in your own battle rating, most vehicles have at least, let's say, 76 to 85 millimeter shells, so they can kill you in one shot. Now, if you are standing on a flat surface, you got nothing to worry about, because effective thickness, as you can see, is like 110 millimeters on those plates, 213 on this, and similar. Weak spots are the back and the sides. Even a weaker tank can destroy you if they hit you anywhere near here. And as most tank destroyers, they have a good reverse. So if someone is trying to flank you, don't try to turn directly towards them, just reverse and try to get a shot on them. Angle of this cannon is actually not bad. It can go, I believe, turns like 8.7 seconds. Yes, 8.7 seconds. So it's pretty decent, but still bear in mind this is a tank destroyer. It's not a main battle tank. So use it wisely. Don't rush the enemy. Your objective is to cover the advancing forces. Now, you need to pick an alley if you're in the city. Protect your flanks, so stay in close to the building. And, of course, top is also vulnerable, and it can be destroyed by artillery. So bear that in mind when someone is dropping arty on you. Run like hell in reverse, and that will keep you safe. Now, I'm gonna show you a replay. Like I said, I got clubbed over and over again, and you know the feeling when you start raging so much because you can't even put a dent on the enemy armor, but they keep one-shotting you. Doesn't really matter where they hit you. So eventually I got fed up with that, and I almost disconnected, but this round made me smile. I mean, this was the highlight of my day. This is Eastern Europe, and it's a conquest mode, so it only has one capture point. Now, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit so you don't get bored. As you can see, capture point is here on the map, across the river, so we had to cross the bridge first. Enemy spawn is here, and I didn't want to snipe across the open areas without any cover. So I went to the city, did not immediately go to the capture point because I expected a fast tank destroyer like M18 or something to be there on spot first. And I did not make any mistake, but that was a T-34-85, which can kill me. So I just went to the side, and I'll show you what I did. Let me just speed this up a little bit. There we go. Now, this T-44 was the first victim. He was not paying attention. Direct hit. Kill number 1. Now, I spotted this Nashorn, and there was another tank here. I believe it was a Tiger. But he was behind, and I weren't able to hit him. Now, this Tiger just had a shot on me. I returned fire, just grazed him, and did not pierce him. I didn't want to stay there because I was afraid of that T-34 on the hill. He could one-shot me from the front, from the side, doesn't really matter. Premium American 6.7 tank, which is deadly for any battle rating. Now this IS-2 was not paying attention at all. Direct hit in the weak spot. Kill number 2. Now, there were 2 tanks here, Tiger H1 and Nashorn, but Nashorn started crossing the path, shot him in the weak spot, killed the crew member, damaged his ammo rack, but somehow he survived. And I wasn't quite aware where exactly this Tiger is. It looked like he is facing sideways, but he was actually on a slope, so I was not able to kill him. I kept hitting his barrel, and actually that assisted friendlies because I kept destroying his barrel. He was not able to shoot properly. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep you occupied. Somebody will probably snipe you, but it seems like friendlies were quite busy with someone on A point. So I kept pounding his ass, but with not very much effect. As you can see, kept hitting him in the barrel, was not able to break him. But then I noticed a bunch of enemy tanks are coming this way. Tiger 2 was not paying attention, hit in a weak spot, immobilized him, and killed half of his crew. Next shell, ammo exploded, kill number 3. And I don't even have a full reload speed on my crew, so this tank destroyer is only get better once I upgrade the crew. Now, soon you'll spot a hilarious moment. We'll come to that. But since I scored 3 kills, I earned the bomber and decided to stir some shit and relieve the pressure from the friendlies. I believe I spotted here those 3 oncoming tanks, M41 Walker Bulldog, T-34, and a Jack Panther. And I believe they killed this Jack Panther. Yeah, I only scored hits on the T-34 and Bulldog, but killed Jack Panther, which is also quite deadly. Now, since Friendly decided to block their path, I wanted to assist him. However, now this Walker Bulldog was waiting for me. Scored a hit, killed 3 of my crew members. And I was like, shit, I'm toast. But it wasn't like that. So I managed to repair, and I replenished my crew member so I can face him. Although I was aware that Walker Bulldog was quite deadly. So I took my time to repair. He probably wasn't aware and did not know whether I'm ready to fight. He scored another hit and killed my driver, I believe. Yeah, so it was like a game of cat and mouse. And I was like, there is absolutely no way that I'm gonna go around this pile of rubble without getting killed. And then I spotted this Tiger 2 and managed to fire half a second before he spotted me, so direct ammo hit, 5 kills. Now this Walker Bulldog, pay attention to this. He was a pain in the ass, but he was not able to damage me in any critical way. So I kept shooting and shooting and shooting. However, he was not really the problem, because now I realized that I busted his barrel. He is not able to put it down, so he is not able to shoot at me. However, there were a couple of other tanks approaching, and I didn't want to waste my time on this guy. Normally, Walker Bulldog does not have a really good armor, but this guy was so extremely lucky that it took me like 7 or 8 shells to kill him. However, now we got Tiger E, which kinda damaged my driver. I set the M41 on fire, but I was like, shit, I'm dead. But obviously he did not know where exactly to shoot, or he was using a wrong type of ammo. So I was like, okay, this Walker Bulldog is immobilized. This guy is an immediate threat, so as soon as I reloaded, bye-bye. Ammo wrecked. Kill number 6. Then I wanted to finish off the Walker Bulldog, but he was not the only one here. Scored another hit, and this wild Panzer 470 appeared, and I was like, damn. So I used the M41 as a shield, scored direct hits on the Panzer 4, and killed him. And I decided, okay, it's time to end this prick. He's been pissing me off like half of the round. Another hit, he survived. But it seemed like he depleted his repair packs, so he was not able to repair in time. Finally, ammo wrecked, kill number 8. At this point, enemy lost plenty of vehicles so far. Friendlies were keeping them busy. But you're always vulnerable when you go behind a corner, because this is a big tank. Now this Tiger I killed for the 2nd time, same place, same spot. So that's kill number 9. Now I don't want to get shot in the ass, especially because there were 2 IS-2s. Actually, correction, 1 IS-2. That's kill number 10. And at this point, I believe I made a mistake, because I wanted to stop them from advancing and to buy the time for the friendlies to capture the zone. But I didn't count on crossing my path with another Ferdinand. I saw him, but I didn't believe actually that he was going to be able to pierce my plate. And I scored a hit first, but nothing vitally was damaged, unfortunately. Yep, that was a hit. He managed to fire first, and I'm dead. But nevertheless, 10 kills. And now I believe I ended up in my Tiger 2H. Let me speed this up. Now I wanted to help my friendlies, so I jumped into a fighter, at least to provide a distraction, because when gun starts blazing, even though if you don't score vital damage, you're obstructing the view. So if someone is shooting at the enemy, I technically tried to blind this guy by shooting him. You can see all those tracers bouncing. It can be a distraction. So I believe that I did not cause any significant damage, but I caused enough stir to keep them occupied. However, here was also another enemy which was sniping friendlies that were coming out of spawn. So I wanted to kill them first, although it seems like friendlies took care of that guy. Yes, as you can see, there we go, he got killed. Now, enemies capping, although we have a serious lead. However, that Ferdinand is a beast, as you've already seen. So if he is left alive, even though we have a serious advantage, they can still win. So I decided to engage. Lucky for him, I didn't kill him. Although he returned fire, damaged my turret ring. However, he decided to retreat because there were flanking enemies here. Lucky for him. Next shell would kill him, probably. But it seems like friendlies hit his engine, so this smoke is coming out of him. So I was like, okay, he's probably too engaged anyway. But I didn't want to cross this open area and be engaged by a T-44, so I decided to take a flanking route and try to hit him in a weak spot. And there we go. He was not paying attention. First shot. Kill number 11. At this point, round was practically over, because all we had to do is to kill that F2 and recapture the points. I tried, but friendlies got first. So he was dead. And all we have to do now is to recapture the point and score a victory. There we go. Enemy team wiped out. It was a pain in the butt, especially with that Walker Bulldog who took insane amount of shells to die, but it is what it is. Sometimes they just get lucky. Although, first on the board, 11 kills. Not bad at all. So, as I was saying, you are gonna get annoyed 10, 15 rounds in a row, but every now and then you're gonna fight in your own battle rating, and you can create a havoc like this. No, I mean, there is no doubt in that. So, as you can see, when you fight in your own battle rating, this thing is a beast. I strongly recommend it, and I'm gonna grind it in the next couple of days. As you can see, my reload speed is not on maximum. Gunner stats are not completed yet, from what I can see. But in the next couple of days, I'm going to work on that probably. Hope you enjoyed the show. As I promised, this Saturday, I'm going to create a custom battle. Streamers versus subscribers. So me, Jami, Zan, Flash, Boo Boo, and others are gonna fly heavy bombers, and you guys, subscribers, will hop in if you want and fight against us in your biplanes. Should be hilarious, like 20-30 biplanes versus only 4 bombers, but don't think it's gonna be easy. We are gonna put a hell of a fight. Should be fun. Once you get on the stream, you're gonna get a password for this custom battle. So if you're not a subscriber or at least a viewer, you won't be able to join. So stay tuned and hope to see you on Saturday. This was Windwalker's Flying Circus. As always, always watch your six. I might be on your ass. See you both in air and ground. Peace.